them be guy men who studied. You see, all of you, we be say they don't touch, we and don't touch. When we say, may Nigeria no happen to you, may Nigeria no happen to people you know, and if it happen to them, may God let them be able to live to tell the story. So many of you are living to tell the story of how Nigeria don't touch you. Now, for everybody, we hand of Nigeria don't touch economically. Oh, sure you get economically, educationally, health wise, security wise, and so many other things in different ways. So maybe so you go say, or like maybe once or twice or thrice or almost every day of your life, you always feel like, this country, man, this country. Say, wait till happen, Baba, Gabriel, wait till happen. Baba sọ̀rọ̀ ó láwọn ẹ̀, wait till happen. Ṣé wọ́n ti kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Nigeria, when Nigeria don't touch you before, all the condition where you dey right now, we be say if you dip your hand in your pockets, na korofo. No be say your pocket dey leak o. Ọlọ́wọ́ ní jẹ́ kó wá kán sàlẹ̀ àpò. Ọlọ́wọ́ ní jẹ́ kí kó wá kán sàlẹ̀ àpò. Ọlọ́wọ́ ní jẹ́ kó wá yín kán sàlẹ̀ àpò. But for some of you, we be say you are hardworking, you do what you have to do legit and all of that. But every time you put on for pocket, this position where you did, you see the rogues behind the scene, that's exactly where they want you to be. Every one of you. You are going to be useful one way or the other, right? To validate your slavery again, maybe not left to, maybe not right. Anywhere where you run to, you can't escape it. Sure, you know, when Tinubu become your president, you will see the same people who are trying to help you in PDP, Labour, and others, they will become their friends. When Atiku become your president, you begin to see those you are seeing with Tinubu now. Those who are saying this other, they will cross over and become they will become your leaders. Now, if it will become your president as well, you know what will happen? The rest of all these criminals as well, they will find their way as well and they will join you. And you off as typical Nigerians that you are. Because I've seen a lot. Listen to me, I've seen a lot. Nothing where Una they do, they surprise me anymore. Sure you get. Una they change like weather because you are always where your criminal leaders want you to be. And anywhere where you run to, if you think you are running away from them, if you run here, right, you run your kitty, kata kata kitty everywhere, you know they run anywhere. Now their dragnet you go still enter. That is why some of us prefer when they say restructuring. We keep telling you the true meaning of restructuring is to break up Nigeria. Do you understand? I mean, understand. Now, restructuring Nigeria means breaking up of Nigeria and just keeping the name. And you see that name, the only thing that makes that name valuable is the resources that pinned everybody together. I'm talking about the rogues from all part of Nigeria that you call leaders. You see that resources that pinned them together. Back in the days, when they were sharing the spoils of war, after they conquered every land, they shared them, oil rigs, land, water, all that. They shared all of Nigeria structures to themselves, to the point that they started creating states in compensation for their different roles in this emerging Nigeria. Before them born you, before them born me, they've done that too. Since 1966, what they did was that they forced the entire country back together. After forcing the entire country back together, right? The new cool leaders, the new criminals in charge, they shared the whole place, including the people inside and the resources underneath it. It will shock you that you are only existing for them. When you work for them. When you breathe for them. Everything you do for them, but you think you're doing it for Nigeria. But how is it that nothing is actually given back to you to make you feel like you are a real citizen in your own country? Because it's not put together for you. Don't let it sound like a conspiracy, whatever to you. It's not conspiracy, okay? And that is why they are the same families who have been sharing your oil block for years now. Why is that? Because it's theirs. They've shared them all. When they tell you that this land is a government land, blah, blah, they are actually like, sharing them to themselves at the end of the day. So where is yours in all of that? Absolutely nothing. So when they say restructure Nigeria, let's restructure Nigeria. Ha! Queen Naija, don't let anybody sugarcoat anything to you. I'll give you some power. I will release some power. Who you be? How come now you go come give us power? Power where we say you forcefully taken from us. And you are abusing us with it as well. Maltreating us with it as well. It is a system and it doesn't matter who is there, whether Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Fulani, anybody who did that system, it is put together to punish you. So if anybody is telling you that I want to share power, it's because he knows the power. They know the power that they arbitrarily, fraudulently fuse together and they call it federal government, which is not. It is not. So when Atiku is talking about restructuring or somebody pretending to explain, no. Restructuring is to break, and I'll explain that to you quickly, right? Currently, okay, Nigeria has 36 states, okay? Out of these 36 states, if you divide it into two, you will see 19 up north, including the central, which they call the North Central. Supposedly, it shouldn't be North Central. It should be the Nigeria Central. I don't know. But it's actually called Middle Belt, okay? So the Middle Belt part of Nigeria, they class it as Northern Nigeria. Now, if you join them, they have 19 states. Southern Nigeria, which comprises of the Western Nigeria and Eastern Nigeria, which also got divided into two, and they have a place called the Niger Delta. Right. This we shared 17 states. Now, this is not a joke. In 20 years of democracy, right, rather than use the resources that accrues or have been accrued from this southern part of Nigeria to the development of southern Nigeria for real, right? No, that's not the system. The system in Nigeria is that every resources under the ground is owned by the government of Nigeria. And that government of Nigeria is the only one who has the right, okay, to now issue license to whoever they want, whenever they want, however they want, in any part of Nigeria. Even when you, those who are blessed with those resources, are living in squalor. Those who are going to be exploiting you or exploring that thing in that place, right? They are not responsible to you. And that's exactly what has happened. That's their federal government. So in that case, they will now say, after everything we have taken from you, after selling them, your gold, your crude oil, your liquid natural gas, your timbers, your sharp sands, your gravels, as they call them, your granites, and every other thing that is kind of extracted from the ground, after we sold them, this is how much we sold them for. You have no idea of the amount. You have no idea of what goes into what. And at the end of the day, just come back and say, well, we sold everything for 100 naira. And from that 100 naira, we have decided I want to spend this and spend that and spend that on this and that. All of this, doing them on your behalf. And you are just there like zombies. We just read about the billions, but have no clue where they are gone. You know that? That is Nigeria. So they now have a sharing system. They corruptly, fraudulently, put together a population system that has not been proven by anybody yet. And they will never let any real census, any real population census done in Nigeria, because you know why? Now, business. The more you claim you are, the more money you will get from the central money, the money they've taken from everywhere, from what they have sold from everywhere. It's like this. Southern Nigeria be like the golden goose laying the golden egg. Okay? So, Southern Nigeria is like a family. a working class family, okay, that has a man who has a wife and 2 children. They work hard and they are so blessed that they have so much that could build real life for them, but they have to share, okay, with another couple, okay, another couple who have no real job, no real training, just an entitlement because at least I'm your neighbor. I deserve what you have. And to share what you have equally, let's share them according to our need. Now, here is the deal. Southern Nigeria, as a moderate family, right, of 4, blessed with so much, they could live in absolute luxury. Do you understand what I mean? Southern Nigeria could be like, the best place to live in any part of the world. I'm not joking. The best weather, the best people, the best, a lot. The booming and, booming nightlife, I wanted to say. Something that actually had economy that could beat any world, any country in the world. Beat and surpass them if they're allowed to go on their own. Why are you surprised? Yoruba people, Yoruba land, we had television before France. France was a colonial master. France, the entire France, Yoruba people had a first television station, was launched in Yoruba land before France had their first one. I'm not joking. That's true. It's just some old glory where we the kind of the Moors. But the bottom line is that this your neighbor who has no training, no job, is walking to the table to say, we need to share this thing. Come on now. And this neighbor this is your jobless neighbor, right? I'm sorry if you're from Northern Nigeria that this illustration could be a little bit insulting to you, but it's true. That's what the political class in Northern Nigeria have done. And you will agree with me. They did that deliberately because that is where they derive their political strength from. The hard mentality, where people who are suffering and smiling will still be there bleeding and sweating to keep the oppressors in power. You know what I mean? So you know that some of you have complained that openly. But this is the illustration, right? This your neighbor has 11 wives and is walking to the room with almost 80 children. He has no job. He has no skill. He has nothing to offer. But he's so entitled. He said, you have a lot. We live together. We live next to one another. Can't we just share? Now, you are not allowed to say, this is how much I want to give. Okay, fine. We are neighbors. We are together. And I have a lot to share. Okay, this is how much I want to give. No, you are not allowed to. Rather, you are only you are only told what you are entitled to from your own stuff. Come on, man. So if you want to restructure Nigeria, it simply means let everybody grow what they eat. Let everybody live according to their means. Let everybody build and grow according to their own God-given what do you call it? Brain, space, whatever you want to call it. Live according to your own choosing. There will be no rancor. That is called restructuring. When Atiku they talk, you go to saying they make sense. It don't make any sense to me, but I just wanted to point that out. It didn't finish there. He added more. This one.
If you look at all the parameters, economic parameters, security, peace, prosperity, Nigeria has fared far, far, far better under PDP than the.
But people also accuse PDP of corruption, of being corrupt at the time it was ruling.
But we have come to realize that the APC is even more corrupt than PDP.
Okay, so what are you telling your voters so they can again vote PDP into office?
Well, I will remind them of the prosperity, that PDP brought to the country between 1999 and 2007, and then also the poverty, the insecurity, the instability that the APC has brought since they came into office.
You have said that you want to prevent the country from descending into quote-unquote frightening descent into anarchy. What do you mean by that?
What I mean is that I'm going to strengthen the security agencies in the country. I'm going to have more personnel. I'm going to have more equipment, and I'm also going to devolve more security apparatus to the local governments and also the states, so that it will not be just a federal government affair. It should be a concurrent, area between the federal government, states, and local governments, and that requires constitutional amendment.
The next president will have multiple priorities: growing insecurity, deep economic problems, rampant inflation, industrial crude oil theft, separatist agitation, among others. Should you and your party win, what do you plan to do to tackle this on day one?
We already have laid out, all those areas in our document, which is called My Covenant with Nigerians. And in that document, we have addressed all these issues: insecurity, poverty, oil theft, and so on and so forth.
There has been a lot of reporting around the Labour Party's Peter Obi that he's making significant inroads among Nigeria's youth. That's a powerful bloc to have energized. Does this worry you?
Well, probably he will say no. So Atiku, in all fairness, sure you get. Let's níwájú Ọlọ́run àtèèyàn. Tá gbọ́dọ̀ pè jẹ́rìí irọ́. Sure you get. He is the one with a clearly explained steps he's going to take on restructuring Nigeria, even though now in whole style of restructuring is explaining. He's the only one who is clearer. He's the one who is talking about changing laws. He's the one about changing constitution to accommodate this, to accommodate that, which are actually like the steps, the ingredients. But what he is not saying to you is that it is just a selling point. Ẹ má gọ̀ra yín, ẹ má dọ̀lára yín. It is just a selling point. Like I said, Atiku knows they will need to change your constitution before they can say they want to restructure Nigeria. Now, changing your constitution, you can see all PDP, they can come out and say, yes, we are going to change it for win. If you buy them, Okweru onlema kusi. Don't buy it. Because this is what will happen. When they now have that power, truly, he will do what he promised. He will send it to them in National Assembly. And since all of them from northern Nigeria, who knows that now this national cake, they sustain also. If not, Afghanistan don't be like a small London for some of us from northern Nigeria. And it's true. Afghanistan, no. What is it they call this one? Iraq, Iran, and all this other Syria, they will be the small London for so many of them in northern Nigeria because the extremists would have gone deeper. There will be so much to hunt for among the people who ruined northern Nigeria. They will have nowhere to run. It's either they run away, and before you know it, you see that Somalia, it will be like a small Mecca for some of you to run to for safety. I'm not joking, but with Nigeria, here is the point. The northern lawmakers, they are still collecting the same amounts as their southern counterparts. They are still the contractors in the National Assembly's almost a 300 billion naira budget. And they don't do anything. Some of them, their communities have been ransacked, and most of their members of their communities have run away. Most of their people are living in IDP camp, but they are still in honorable in Abuja, sleeping inside Sheraton Hotel, collecting 30 million naira every month. So if you restructure Nigeria, that's not going to happen again. There's not going to be money for anybody as a federal lawmaker. Do you even understand that? There'll be no money. Because most of what makes all of them to be shouting one Nigeria, now because of this free money. The feeding bottle that they kill and slaughter and kidnap just to get there. Atiku know that. Now their ticket meal, you are saying the restructuring should bring. Now, for National Assembly, if you no die there, after they do their own, let's say your National Assembly can say, oh, it's true, we need to restructure Nigeria along this and that, and see this and that. The people of Eastern Nigeria, the people of Southern Nigeria, everybody can set up their own police force, protect themselves and chase the Fulani terrorists away, which Atiku will not accept. And because of that, you can see the lies in his promise. Yet, now let's say you believe him and then they push it at their National Assembly. They can't pass them. They will need to take it to the State Assembly of 36 states of Nigeria. Here you get, which 19 come from Northern Nigeria. And then 17 from Southern Nigeria. It will shock you that we know that the 19 states from Northern Nigeria are likely going to vote no. Kill them. It will come shock you that out of 17 from Southern Nigeria, I can put a bet on it. 15 of them are going to vote against the restructuring. You know what that simply means? It is like breaking the entire system from what they have known, which means that they will no longer have any Abuja to run to. Atiku could know that. So if he sell that to you, you are likely going to get carried away and start clapping like, oh, Atiku. Like I said, nobody say I'm trying to motivate you. I'm not a motivational speaker. So you get, I am not here to motivate you. I am here to awake you, to make you realize that, you see, when you shout one Nigeria, even us, where they ask, say, break them up to save lives, right? We know all of us are trapped in that contraption, directly or indirectly. So you get, we have families, we have relatives, we have friends, childhood friends and others. We have colleagues, people we have known in our lives, people important, right? So when we say we are not interested in Nigeria, we are actually lying to ourselves. I've always been interested because, and that's why I said, if we have a choice to make, that first choice is for all of us to pull together and reject the lies that we kind of love to hear. Atiku is good at that. So at the end of the day, within a year, all the noise about restructuring or not will die. And you will never be able to blame Atiku. Do you know that? Bokwari could have done that when APC, Egbekegbe, promised you. Because they know that whatever they are saying, when the business gets down, when their survivor, which has been as leech to survive on Nigeria for the rest of time, who is going to be paying all these unproductive people that they put in different offices? They are paying billions to every month as salary. Who does nothing? They have refinery in Kaduna. Every month they are paying over 40 billion naira on personnel cost, personnel management, kiniko management. And guess what? For the past 4 years or 5 years that they said they have opened a refinery in Kaduna, it hasn't produced a single oil. And they have a budget of over 500 billion naira for refinery in Kaduna that doesn't produce anything. People, they get paid. They record them, Oga. That's our director. That's our deputy director. That's our this and that. They are there. And such like that are created everywhere. The leeches. The moment there is no fun to do all of that, they will have to go and find something to do. That one go cause wahala. Shey you get. Now look at what is going around now. Nigeria is broke. Nigeria is poor. And the Nigeria is so mismanaged that as we are, Nigeria is at the point of collapse, economic collapse, serious one. But your politicians are promising you heaven. heaven and paradise, and you believe them. Sure, you get. So breaking up of the contraption is the beginning of a possible, because to me, I don't see any way out. Okay? Even if you run to be, they said that now only will be the wrong, because I don't even know why. Listen, there's something I actually like about you, obedient, okay? I like to use you to torment the agbadomite or the mechanite. I mean, mechanite, the mechanite, the articulators, the articulated mugus, the articulated scammers. I kind of like that for you to use you to torment them. But if we have to tell ourselves the truth, the truth is that una no dey escape go anywhere. Share you get. Although you may have this personal satisfaction. Yes, we did it. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm talking about when you're Obi. If you say Obi don't win. Hey, my God, in my lifetime, I can't believe this. We did it. God, and start crying. All the video, me, I go share them. I go say, hey, Obi. I say, Mayego, you never believe in us. I say, oh, believe in you, okay? Go, Queen, go, King. I believe in you. In 2015, they were doing street parties. Yeah, they kill cow. They withdraw APC on cows. Every junction. Cow, here, cow. Yeah! I can't believe this. Good luck, Egbere Jolanta don't call Bokwari. He don't consider. I don't believe it. No, I don't believe it. Oh, I'm shaking. I'm shaking. Democracy is happening in my lifetime. Nigeria is going to be great in my lifetime. I am so. Oh my God, change. Majority of you, where they do all that kind of madness 7 years, 8 years ago. Now cry, you they cry now. Some of you, they Canada. You don't become motivational speaker on social media. Rome is not built in a day. Even though the Tonga language can differ. We are brothers. Tongues and mouth can differ. Motivational speaker kwelu. You where they do. Oh my Jesus! I knew it. My New Year resolution was that I'm going to February. 7 years after, una they cry, they groan, they call you wailing wailer. Until the people where they call you wailing wailer self started wailing and wailing and wailer. Emma Tonrayi, share you get. We are so, my God, obedient. I mean, I would love to see that. Why you don't talk like that? I don't. Listen. Are you trying to compare Obi with Weary? Now, so some people they ask me too. In 2015, are you trying to compare Buhari with Jonathan? My friend, let us get serious here, please. Let's get serious here. Are you trying to compare Goodluck Jonathan with Buhari? I say, now, so some Weary they ask me then. Today, some of them don't change them on social media. Some of them are parody then they use. Some of them are spot then they quote now. If you go on Twitter, they are the best in fact, now them they update me on spots. I've got BT Sport, I've got Sky Sport, I've got all of those packages in my TV. Most of the time, I don't even check them. I don't see them. But I kind of, my Agbeke will be like, I heard that Liverpool lost. Yeah, they lost. They lost 2-0. I mean, they lost 2-0 to Eyimba of Aba. I said, how did you know that? I get people where they update me on Twitter. They were political pundits in 2014, 2015. Now them saw everything very well, and it worked out. And last if everybody come the cause, now I'm going to kill Buhari. Now I'm going to kill you. Wait, deceive me. People wait told you that they are already moving their business, they are already moving their company, they are already talking to. They are going to set up farm. They are going to do this and that. They are coming back from America. Last now from America, they come. They wish you well. Nigeria will be great one day. Oh. We day here, we see day here. Nobody will end up saying, me then go kidnap them for Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to discourage you. That's why I say I'm not your motivational speaker. I'm not here to motivate you. I love it when you torment them. Because in most cases, when they don't have anything to say, when I throw my lamba, when I throw out my punch, because I may wake up tomorrow morning and I can be like, ṣé ayé APC yìí lè dàbá ìtorí Ọlọ́run? Just me, and I just put them on Mayegun's diary political. From nowhere. The Lagos Abobaku, Oshobo Alimajiri, everybody will come there like dogs. You this Mayegun olórí burúkú ni ẹ́. You this Mayegun ọmọ àlè ni ẹ́. You this Mayegun ó ń ṣe Yorùbá. I say, rí nǹkan báyìí, àwọn aláyé bàjẹ́, àwọn aláyé rírun. Sure you get. But it is what it is. I love using you to torment them. Because at the end of the day, they will come back. Even your Peter Obi, I say, thank God, though. Because before, anytime where I say something against APC, the humbled slaves and obedient fools and sophisticated demorons from the Cybarbarians clan, right? They say, we know that you are working for PDP. We know PDP is paying you. I say, ordinary plate of rice, love convert majority. Say, they can't give you one bottle of Star. Give you one bottle of Star. Oh yeah, give them two bottles. Now two bottles of Star, then they convert some of you useless people. So because of that, they say na PDP. We know that you are working for PDP. God will shame you. You this man, you are not a Yoruba man. From Were Abobaku. When I now say something about Atiku, now so those ones go come as well. Articulated morons. We know that this Mayegun is a tribal man. That's how all the Yoruba people they do. He's APC member. I know it. Somewhere they will even come. Where you will get to know that I'm actually, this platform sometimes, I mean they here, I mean know most of you. You know me, and I know some of you as well. You go to see that mad people. Are they here? They try to heal a lot of mad people. And you could take note. One way they will come, because I've said something about either PDP or APC. Sure, you get. One way they will come and say, I know this Mayegun. He's a very, very useless man. I know the person. I know that PDP is paying him. Another lunatic will say, God bless you. God bless you, Kola Wole. I knew it too. I thought it was only me. I've been watching him lately. I'm seeing the way he's changing. I know they must have paid him. Then you see 6 people, they will like it. I say, yes, I agree with Mulikat, Oloriku. I like her. I mean, 6 people will like. And that one will come and say, Mulikat, I respect your opinion so much. You have now made me understand very well that this Mayegun is a criminal. Now, so you go see them, they go they reply themselves. I'm a gba. How did I come by all this? But I'm like, well, it's been years. I've had all these mad people here many times. They go, they talk. Other mad people go, they reply. And they go, they throw to one another. And they will understand themselves. They will agree. So don't mind him. It was because he was asking one honorable Ashiwaju to give him money. And that one said, no, we don't. I mean, I don't have any money for you. That's why he's been attacking APC. I have the story. Inbox me for the full story. And some people will start saying, hey, Asmond, yeah, I want the story. Inbox me. Asmond, I have inboxed you. Send me the story of my story. Because I am saying something about the criminals, I want to take my destiny in Dani. The people who have already mortgage your future. Anything, if you mistakenly produce, even anything where you produce, they don't mortgage the future of that one as well. They don't they project 40, 50 years of how many of you will be in their slavery. Even when they are long gone, you go still did that slavery. I mean, don't mistakenly born. If you mistakenly give birth to it, your children will serve them. And you are fighting my ego, and I say, well, that's all right. The obedient have come. Okay? Now, Atiku, Tinubu, when they look at me, they say, even your Peter Obi. I say, okay. Will I say, this one fine. I've used this one. I've used Obo this small. Make I take and do bragging small. Until when I say something about Peter Obi, or say something about anybody, any criminal around there, Obi himself, all more you go constantly say Obi themselves, they not to like me. Now watch that. You say, I'm watching you. Are you they watch me? Some no go. They'll say, we know this Mayegun is a Yoruba man. He's working for Tinubu. Say, she will do one when you obedient and you obedience no ni. She to obedience learning yini. Abi obedient learning yini. Of course, ni. Now me they treat everybody here. Now me be the doctor. We they see everybody here. Now me get the scan for here. The bottom line is this. I am still comfortable using you obedient. Obedient, not obedient. Sorry, no obedience. Obedient. I still love using you to torment the Lagos Abobakus. Now they give me, because now only once in a while, Showore they hit the valve. No be like regular, like before. Now Showore they give them down those punchline. But these days, una anger, una rage has made the two big men or big parties or big crooked parties in Nigeria where they come they run mad propaganda, and I like it. So when someone they send this to me from what's they call her, from Edo, I say I like it. Oh yeah, you saw it when I was away, when I know well.
Fucking shit! Man, this is awesome. This is just beautiful to watch, man. Man, this is beautiful. Oh my God, this is great. Oh my fucking.
Everyone with his own bukata. The obedient in Edo. Omo, there is more. In fact, they said that Obaseki denied them Ogbemudia Stadium, the use of Ogbemudia Stadium. And so they enter streets. And somebody sent this to me.
Everybody just shout to me. Obedience, wave your hands. Obedience, wave your hands. Obedience, wave your hands. Show your love and solidarity. Show your love and solidarity. Obi, Obi, Obi. Obi, I stand, Obi, you stand. Obi, I stand, Obi, you stand. Obi, for president, Obi, my guy. Obi, now my guy, now your guy. Obi, now president, your president.
So you have to be like, Obi, Obi, Obi. Obi, your president. Oh yeah, shout Obi, Obi. Obi, Obi, Obi. Oh my shit. People want out. Your oppressors are not letting go without a fight. The energy. And that's why I told myself, and I've said it many times here as well that you might think you are preparing for an election when possibly you are preparing for a revolution, something that is going to be spontaneous or maybe not. As they say, if there's going to be any wahala for obedient to react to, or where they are likely going to spring up, it is likely going to be Edo. You may not believe it. They sent me this clip from there too. It is what it is. But if you go elsewhere, you go see crowd. I mean, if I take you everywhere where I follow them go when I was away, right? You go say, what do they call that thing? Where you see a lot of heads. I'm going to see so much heads, right? What do you call that? Sea of heads. I've been a sea of heads. And you were like, God, these are the people they have managed to create over the years as the ready-made base to keep power, as long as they keep them ignorant and poor. And talking about poverty, our people are very, very poor in all sense of it to even fight back. That is why when you see them, when they want to lift an arm for in defense of themselves, you telling them to lift that arm, right? You probably should either give them something to guarantee that they're not lifting that arm just for free, or talk them into the reward of them lifting that arm in defense, in their own defense, and what they stand to gain if they do that. They might likely have to go with the former, where you have to give them something first. I'm talking about people standing to defend themselves. That is how poor people are. So people want to fight for the next meal. That's what I figured out. They want to survive for the next day. That is the wreck and the damages these guys have done. And our people are so poor. And you know what I figured out? That we want to be free. We want our people to have the affordability of standing up. We want movements, organizations that are indeed pro-Yorubas, pro-Biafra. We want them to be so effective within our people. Then how do you do that when the resources of the land are not in their control? So I was sitting somewhere today. I've had this thought long time anyway, and I've always been like that. When they come to me, I kind of love sharing them. It doesn't matter if they are put into use now or later, okay? But it's always going to be there in the diary, right? Every time we complain about the poverty in the land, how much of the wealth of the land have been siphoned away or in total control of those who sometimes, I mean, most times don't even know what they want to do with them. Imagine Nigeria government and those around the government have been so kind of comfortable. They have been so comfortable in their corrupt way because of the free dollar cash that they get from the sale of crude oil. So everything else, they are just fringes. They're just minuses. Like, who is interested in having to go and dig 100 kilometers of ground just to go and look for gold? So, no, we don't want to do that. Now, you see, as Yoruba people, we now read everywhere how some criminals, including some Chinese criminals and some other foreign criminals, are occupying your ancestral lands across Yoruba land, for example. We have been told of some communities where these criminal activities are being carried out, and the collaboration of those who are supposed to raise the alarm, like the Bale or some land grabbers in the area and stuffs like that, who have shielded the criminals from exposure. Now, if we want to